Hello, welcome back. So, do you guys want to learn how to crochet a hat? We are going to do this one. They're all of them are big selling hats for me. But this time we're going to do the Jack Skellington hat. And look, I even have it spelled wrong. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you come across anything that it's misspelled, it's because I did it. You guys, let's get our yarn and our crochet hooks and let's get started. So we're going to need some hooks and some yarn. I like the medium weight, which is the 4-ply worsted weight. You can use whatever you want. I prefer this. And a hook. So the hook will determine the size of the hat. Same pattern, different hook. So if you want to make an infant Jack Skellington hat, you're going to use a G. Everything else will be the same. You want to do a baby hat, we're going to use an H. If you want to do a toddler hat, we're going to use an I. If you want to use an older child hat, or maybe a petite, very small frame woman hat, you're going to use a J. For a woman or a man, you're going to use a K. So I am going to use a K to start off with. I have my pattern, Skellington hat, 4-ply. That one is a J, but down here are all my sizes. And it's basically 3 rows, it's all the same is what I'm trying to say. It's all the same. So right off the bat, what's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to make a magic circle. Let's get our yarn. And you guys, I totally forgot to mention it. We're going to need black for his eyes and his mouth and his nose. So black. But we will be starting off with white. Magic circle. You guys, if you don't know how to do a magic circle, it is super easy. Hold that tail there, and you're going to make an X on your hand. See that X? You're going to go underneath, grab the other one, pull it up. Now hold that, and we're going to do a chain 1 to lock it in place. Now we have a circle that we can adjust. Because we will be able to, it's easier to adjust a magic circle than it is to do a chain 3 or 4 to make a circle. Those are harder to adjust and make smaller. So in our magic circle, we are going to chain 3. We already have 1, 2, 3, the one that we locked it in place with. So we're just going to go ahead and add it. And now we need a total of 12 double crochets. So we're going to make 11 in the circle. Crocheting that tail in. Whoops, 1. So I'll meet you back here when I have 12 total double crochets. To make sure, we are going to count back from our very last stitch to make sure we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then our chain 3 is 12. Oopsie, don't lose that. Wrong end, Tracy. Stick that in there. Now, magic circle. Here's all the magic. Look how tight we just made that. Isn't it beautiful? Now we are going to join with a slip stitch in the third chain of our first chain 3. If I can find that little scoundrel there. Take your time, you'll find it. Maybe. If not, oh, where is it? Ooh, having difficulties. If you have trouble, just start again. There's the first one. And there's the second one, hiding in the back. Take your time, you'll find it. There we go. Now this is a slip stitch, so this is our joining. Oh, that looks terrible. I must have split my yarn. Oh my Lord, this is... All right, fix it, Tracy. I'm just gonna wiggle the yarns back and forth until the fibers are back to normal. And for the 10th time, we're going to try to slip stitch. There we go. So I am using, there we go, much better. I like to use yarn. I don't like to buy yarn unless I absolutely have to, you know, like new from the store. So if you've seen, if you're a current subscriber, thank you. And you've probably seen the yarn haul video from the auction. We had like 3 boxes. It was huge. So I'm using all that yarn up. I love it. I have no clue how old this yarn is. But hey, it still works. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not breaking. Okay, whoop. So that was, we have a total of 12 double crochets. We have slip stitched, and now we have a beautiful circle. Next, I always suggest marking it off. 12. That was number 1. The next one, we're going to chain 3 plus 1 double crochet. That equals 2. So, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets each stitch around. We're going to have a total of 24. Chain 3. Double crochet, same stitch. Make sure you have plenty of yarn. Usually I have this yarn in a bag, but we're up here on the island. And again, we're going to double crochet 2 per stitch all the way around for a total of 24 stitches. Whoops, careful not to split it. You guys, this is a very, very simple beanie hat. You can make these a lot in one sitting, really. All right, so I will meet you back. Whoops. I will meet you guys back here, and we will have a total of 24 double crochets. Okay, so we are, oh my goodness. So we are back here at the beginning again, and we're going to slip stitch into our 3rd chain of our first chain 3. And as your stitches become more and more the same tension all the way around, it gets easier and easier to find that chain and to slip stitch in it. And again, I suggest marking it off. That was row 2. Because the magic circle did not count as a row. Again, we're going to chain 3 plus 1 double crochet in the same stitch. That equals 2. 2 double crochets in each stitch around, and we're going to have a total of 48 stitches. If you want to count back real quick to make sure you have 24, go ahead. But I'm going to go ahead and continue and chain 3. Double crochet the same stitch. Continue on in the same manner. 2 double crochets each stitch all the way around. Oops, I'm not even in frame. All the way around till you get back to the beginning, and you will have a total of 48 double crochets. So I'll see you back here in a minute. Okay, so we are back to the beginning. We're going to slip stitch to join. And again, mark that one off. So rows 4 through 12, sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you guys or yell in your ear. Rows 4 through 12 is going to be, again, a chain 3, but we're going to 1 double crochet every stitch until row 12. I don't even have row 12 written on there. I only have 11 rows. So we're going to single crochet, or, oh my gosh, not single. We're going to chain 3, double crochet every stitch around until we reach row 12. Complete row 12. I will meet you back here when I have finished row 12. One double crochet every stitch around, chain 3 to join, slip stitch in your 3rd chain of your chain 3 to join, and keep going. So I wanted to show you guys the difference in the size of the hat using different hooks. So I am coming around on my first round, round 4. I just slip stitched. I'm going to chain 3 and I'm going to mark it off. This is using a G hook. Hold on a second. I just wanted to count and make sure that that was right. So this is the smallest size. This is infant, a G hook. And this is all the way around to round 4. This is the first one we worked on. This is a K hook. So this is a man or woman, depending on the size of the head. All the way to round 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is a J hook. This is using an acrylic yarn. This is acrylic too, but these ones are old. This one is a newer yarn. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds as well, using a J hook. So K, J, and then I did the super, super small G. We're going to see how these look at the end. They're kind of looking, well, no, I guess the K is larger. It just doesn't look that way. So yeah, when I complete my projects, I'm going to have at least 3 Jack Skellington hats. So you guys, continue on with round 5 through 12, single double crochets. So a double crochet, 1 double crochet in each stitch around. You know what I'm saying. And I'll meet you back here when round 12 is finished. Hello. Are you guys ready to do some eyes? So the hat themselves are made. I've completed row 12 on all 3 hats, and now we're going to do the eyes. So whatever hook you used, this one is a K hook. So I'm going to make sure I'm using the same hook. Not white. Oh my gosh. Haha. Move the white out of the way, Trey. Black. And again, a magic circle, which is wrapping the yarn and forming an X. Just like that. We're going to hold it, take our hook, go under, grab the yarn. And we're going to seal it, lock it with a chain 1. We need a chain 3 anyway, so 2, 3. And we're going to put 20 double crochets in here. So chain 3 counts as 1, so 2. Adjusting your ring. Black is hard to see. 5, 6. So I'll meet you back here when I have 20. So I have 1 left, 19 and 20. And because it is a magic circle, you can pull that tail tight, close it right up. And we're going to slip stitch into our first chain 3 space, chain 1, and cut a long tail, because this long tail is what we're going to use to sew it on the hat. Pull it through, lock it nice and tight. We're making another one. We need 2 eyes per hat. Magic circle, lock it in place with a chain 1, and we need 3 anyway. 2, 3, 20 double crochets in the circle. Chain 3 counts as 1, so that's 2, 3. Fix this. I'll meet you back here when I have 20 double crochets. Again, I'm on stitch 19 and 20. Pull the tail tight. Yep, or slip stitch in that chain space. Maybe. There we go. Chain 1, because that's going to lock it. Give yourself a nice long tail. Pull it through. Pull it tight. There's our second eye. Now, this one here is the J hook and a different yarn. Not that it matters. They're still 4-ply, medium weight. Here is 2 I did off camera. The G. And now we're going to use the J. And again, we need 2. So I'm going to magic circle it. Chain 1 to lock it in, and I need 3. So 2 more. And I need a total of 20, I need a total of 20 double crochets, so that counts as 1. We've been through this already. 2. I'll meet you back here when I have 2 eyes made. So if you're using scrap yarn, leftover yarn like me, and you're like, oh no, I'm at an end, don't worry, don't sweat it. Grab your other end, and the very last stitch, the very last part of the stitch you're doing, so I'm doing a double crochet. Instead of yarning over and pulling through, I'm going to yarn over and pull through with my new yarn. I know I have a tail, I have a couple of tails, but that is perfectly fine. And then we're going to continue on. You can sew those tails in if you want. Just continue with your double crochets. And again, we need 20. So I'll see you back here when we're done. So I've just cut it, and I'm going to pull it tight to lock it in place. And pulling this tail, finding the right one, close that circle right up, and you can't even tell. And all of these will get sewn, all these tails are going to get sewn into behind the eye into the hat, and you're never going to see it, using the long tail to do it. So I'm going to do my other eye, you guys, and I'll meet back up with you when I'm done. I have the toolkit here. Going to grab a tapestry needle. Now you can sew these in using your hooks if you want, but I really prefer a tapestry needle. I like the way it looks. You can hide the stitch, your yarn, very nicely. So J hook off to the side, we no longer need it. Thread your longest tail through your needle. Now, you do not want to use the back where the seam is. You can see that. We can put our tag there if you'd like. So that is our back. Put it in the very back. Just folding it in half. There. Now, my pattern says, so I start at row 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is row 5. So let's put an eye there. Sorry. Put an eye there. And go sew through your hat. Just go up in random spots. I like to pull the outside stitch so that you're not going to see it. Keep going. See, you don't see it in your yarn or on the white. You don't want to do it tight because when this goes on ahead, it is going to stretch. Stuff that in there. Of course, we can stuff it in later. Just keep going around the eye. Nice loose stitch. Whoops. I got it tangled up. Hold on. What did I do? Well, let's fix this. If you make a mistake like that, just go right back up through the one you went in. We'll fix it, don't worry. And go back through the yarn we split. There. Down through the hat. Like I said, you do not have to do every single stitch. Just go random around your eye. The important part is that you hide the tail in from your magic circle. Well, let's go down. See where we're at. Nice loose stitch. We are back to the beginning. I'm going to come up one more time, go down, and then we are going to lock it. We're just going to knot it. You want to do an extra secure knot, you totally can. Cut it close. And you have another piece of scrap to add to the bird tree so they keep nice and warm this winter. Okay, so there's one eye. And again, now for the second one, feed your longest one tail through. Count 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where we're going to start. Look good? Looks good? Yes, it does. It looks great. So we're going to come back up through. There we go. Making sure we don't see our yarn. What is that? My lunch from the counter. I guess I missed a spot when I washed it. Real life, you guys. Like I said, you do not have to go in every single stitch. Nice loose so that it will stretch when the person you give this to wears it. I'm not even in frame. Stuff all your tails in there. Don't worry if it is not perfect, you guys know the story. Skellington is not perfect. He's not supposed to be. So we have 2 eyes. Let's just make a nice little knot. One more time if you would like. You don't have to. Oopsies. Cutting it close, being careful not to cut any of your stitches. Oh my gosh, how stinking adorable. Now, if you have a long enough tail from, oops, stuff that in, that one came out. Stuff that in there. There we go. Don't worry about it. Just stuff it back into place and it'll be just fine. If you have a long enough tail, you can use this for his nose. Now, if you want, you can go and put all the eyes on if you want, or do as I am. And just, let's put in a nose. Just pick a spot in between. Leave a tail so that you can tie it. Come down 1. Oops, don't lose it. Come over. Go up. Now, if you want, you can make his nostrils extra thick, but me, I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to go ahead and tie it off. Tie it in a nice knot. One you know is not going to come out. Oh, it looks great. Whoops, let's loosen that a little bit. Like I said, you can always make them tighter, or I mean thicker. Cut them extra strands off. Now we have eyes and a nose. How stinking adorable. There we go. Oops. Let me fix that. Why is that so... There. Okay, so I just loosened it a little. Made sure my knot wasn't so tight. Now we're going to do his mouth. Are you guys ready? We're going to need an extra long piece of black yarn. If you have too much, don't worry about it. It'll go in the bird tree. So an extra long tail, or a long piece of yarn, I mean. And we should come up from the center of his eye all the way over to the other center. So we're going to come up here, go in a stitch, pull your nice long strand through, leaving enough to tie because you're coming back through. And we're just going to come down. Here's a good spot. Not pulling my other scissors or hair tie. There we go. Now you guys know it's not going to be perfectly straight. So you pick another spot, another stitch. Go up through. And down. You can make these any size you want. I'm going to make my way across the front. Oh, almost lost the tail. Boy, I'm just catching everything. All my scissors. What am I doing? my notebook. Before you know it, the kitchen sink will be over here. So it doesn't matter where you go through. So there's no wrong way to do these. No right or wrong way. You can go through the spaces, you can go through the stitches. Your choice. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do these. Well, find a spot to go up through. I think I'm going to make my way up towards the center, up towards the eye now. And again, wherever you want it to go. Coming up to here. And you guys, these little hats, beanie hats, you can make them so fast. So again, you get your friends together. You can have a little crochet sleepover party, and oh my gosh, make your friends beanies. Jack Skellington beanies. All right, so now we're gonna make our stitch, because his mouth is supposed to look like stitches. So going back up, we are now gonna cross it. Super easy peasy, you guys. These are one of my best selling hats. You don't have to do every single one. You want to make it extra thick? Go ahead. Go right back over the same spot again, that's all. Make these ones in the front a little bit thicker, just so they stand out a little bit. And again, you don't want to make them too tight because you want them to have stretch on the person's head. Oh no, dropped my end. Isn't that adorable? Anybody can make these. It's such an easy pattern. You want this one to go this way? Okay. No problem. And you want it thick also? You got it. And again, like I said, these are one of my more famous hats selling. These ones sell very fast. There. Yeah, I love it thicker in the front. What do you think? We'll do this one. Just a little short one. Once you know your pattern, you'll find little shortcuts. Sorry, I keep getting out of frame. There you go. There's our Jack Skellington beanie. Now we're going to tie it off. We are back. Here it is. I was like, where'd it go? We are back at the very beginning where we left our tail. And again, I like to make 3 knots. Knot, reverse it. And if I goof up and think I did it wrong, I'll just throw an extra one in there. Nobody will know. And it's nice and tight. Right? Cut them nice and short. Oh my gosh. So we might as well go ahead and hide this little tail in as well. This white one. I just like to decide which way I want it to go. Generally the same direction as if I would have been making another row. So I'm just gonna hide it. And then I'm gonna go back up through a couple, which just locks it in place. Again, cut it tight, being super careful not to cut any of your stitches. And this is where I like to put my own little tag. So, I have a strip from, that I picked up from Walmart, faux leather. Just cut it, you know, finger width. Nice straight-ish straightish line. You can make your own tags. Or, like I said, you can go to Dollar Tree and get their faux fur over in the Crafter Square section. If you don't want, you can, yeah, look at that. Huh. I'm probably going to use the brown. What do you think? The white doesn't really stick up. But what I'm saying is you can make your own little tags. Fold them in half. And put a couple holes on them. Same with this one. And then I like to put for many, ever since I've been making and crocheting and reselling my stuff, I put this little design on them. I usually use a thicker marker. And we will attach it right there. So if you have extra, you know, your extra yarn, you still have a long piece, go ahead, feed it through. Feed it up through those, leaving a little bit of a tail. Not even in frame. There we go. Like I said, you don't have to use, you can use, you don't even have to put a tag on it. Just put something a little personal touch to it. A third knot just in case I didn't do them right. There. Now you have your own little tag because it's yours. You made it. How stinking adorable, right? I love them. All right, so you guys, and you do the same no matter what size. So we don't need these hooks. We're just going to attach the eyes. We're going to attach them just like we did with this one. And here is the completed baby one. You guys, I don't know. I'm not so sure about the tag on the baby hat. Anyways, but yeah. So there's 2 of them. How stinking cute, right? So I'm going to finish this one off and but you should be able to, you can always pause, rewind, and go back. So you guys, these are going to be uploading very soon on all of my selling platforms. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you make a whole bunch of your own. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Most of all, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.